We're live.
Hi.
Over there.
Good afternoon.
I'll get used to this eventually. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show.
And what a show we have lined up for you today.
Dave Weldon bought a pack of hobnobs last week. Oh, yes. They now taste like the original digestive biscuits from the 70s. In that case, digestives have gotten significantly worse. That's my take on that. And I'm hot again already. It's a nightmare. It's lovely and cool outside, but I cannot keep the shop cool at the moment. It just keeps heating up in here, and it's a bit weird. Oh well. What time do you call this? Look, we're 2 minutes late. 2 minutes. That's not bad going for us. You used to hearing me at 2 times speed. Yeah. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that.
Oh no, I'm terribly sorry. Do we now have to speak like this?
Imagine being able to speed up a live show. But yes, hello everyone. How are you all doing? Well, welcome to the show. Don't have a huge amount lined up today. It's been a very hectic week. And where can I order the mug that you have there, Caradog? This is a one-off exclusive at the moment. It is unorderable.
Eventually, when merch is worked out, I'm sure it will be available for a fine price of £100 a go.
I tell you what, we'll sell the meme mug when I have actual serious mugs as well. I'll sort out a serious mug, and we will sell them both. And knowing my luck, the meme mug will drastically outsell the serious mug.
Absolutely.
However,
you also price it at twice the price.
Maybe. However, I want to actually have some credible merchandise on sale before some stupid merchandise.
So you know what I said before we went live? That if we spoke about the camera and how it needs to be plugged in, we wouldn't forget to plug the camera in.
That was your job.
Guess what? I forgot to plug in the camera.
Off you trot then. Me merch. No. It's been a very hot week. Did you get the thunderstorms last night? Heck yeah. It was, yes, it was loud and it was raucous. Raucous? Raucous. It was loud and there was lots of thunder and lightning and yeah, it was mega. Yeah, it was big time. Yeah, it was very much a relief though. As soon as the rain started coming in, it was just like, oh my god, thank God for this, you know. So yeah, it was really nice. It's still a bit sticky in the shop today. I keep trying to keep the doors open, but it's like I say, it's cool outside, but I'm just having difficulty cooling the building down. I feel like the building is just holding a lot of residual heat that I can't get rid of at the moment. So I want an ultra-wide mouse mat with wide graham on it. Oh no.
Absolutely. However, the image is too low resolution, so unfortunately it won't happen because it won't meet our demanding standards.
Dunno, tell that to Linus Tech Tips. Their meme merch is not exactly high quality. I mean, these are just YouTube pulls, and that came out reasonably well. So, yeah. Put a fan in the door window. Yeah, that's what we need, really. So, yeah, enough drinks. Yes, we have smoothies. We're drinking coffee to get the kit going, so we actually wake up, because we've been both crunching in the shop this morning, and then we have smoothies. So, yes. I'll take the yellow one if you don't mind. If it's all the same to you, yeah. Right, I'm going to put that on hand. It has condensation on it.
Oh no, it's moist.
Condensation. Right, let's talk about some stuff.
I'm going to presume that's passion fruit, pineapple, and mango.
Passion fruit, pineapple, and mango.
Because the other options, it's blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry.
I don't think it's that. It sounds delightful.
It's the wrong colour.
That's delightful.
Good.
Yes. That's very nice. Excellent. Thank you very much. Right, let's see. Let's talk about some tech, I guess. Why don't you call your zoom-in webcam Graham's glasses? These glasses are not that strong, to be honest. They convert. Well, I don't know. I need new glasses. Going off a tangent. Let's talk about some tech. File not found says a Kartos E1 500 watt is the cheapest power supply available in your local shop. Is it any good? Even has RGB. I have not heard of it. What's the 80 plus rating on it? At 500 watts, if it's not, and also what are you using it in as well? Like, as far as I'm concerned, 500 watts and up, you should be looking for gold, for 80 plus gold. And I think so, unless it's for an office box or something like that. If you want to use it in a gaming computer, 500 watts and up, it should be gold rated, I would say. Otherwise, that implies that it's probably cheap and tat.
I don't know, the CX550M is bronze.
Yeah, but that's a Corsair.
Yeah. It's also a bronze. You said 500 and up should be gold.
Yeah, but that's a Corsair, so we know it's going to be half decent, whereas this is some rando brand. So with a rando brand, I want it to have some good credentials to make me trust the fact that it's a rando brand.
Yeah.
Basically. So 80 plus wood.
Is 550 watts enough for an FS630 and an RX 580?
I think so, yeah. The RX 580 is not that thirsty, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think the 6300 is either. I think that would be fine. Well, 550 watt is still okay at bronze if it's a good brand. But if you don't know the brand name, then you kind of want it to have something on it that gives you confidence in it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is, if it's 80 plus gold, then in order to get 80 plus gold efficiency, it has to have some reasonably good components in it, which would mean that means that I can overlook the fact that it's a brand I haven't heard of. Whereas if it's, say, a Corsair, I don't mind if it's bronze because I know that Corsairs are going to be good anyway. So, yeah, that's kind of that's my litmus test there. Importance is the wattage per rail. Yeah, that's the other way of looking at it as well. It's just, what's the 12 volt rail at, basically. So, yeah, your RX 580 uses 325 watts if it wants to. Really? Are they that thirsty? Like, yeah, citation needed, I feel, potentially, but yeah. Yeah, possibly. I think you'll be all right. I think you'd be fine as long as the 12 volt rail is going to actually do like 480 watts or higher. I reckon it will be okay. Because I don't think an FX 6300 is going to use that much power. Like back in the days, we were running, we were running FX series stuff on 430 watt power supplies. And granted, we didn't have as big a power graphics cards, but still, we were running a lot less than that, and it was fine. So I think you'll be okay with that. If it was a higher end computer, I'd be saying sort of, I'd want something a bit nicer than that power supply. But for the spec, I think that's fine. So yeah. Chris Kingan with the $20 super chat. Hello, thank you very much. Hello, Graham Caradog. Hope you're doing well and getting sorted before the vacay. Meme merch for the win. We're getting there. Those of you who have been looking at my personal Twitter or the Discord will know that I've been crunching pretty fierce this week because I'm going on holiday in a week, so I've got to get everything out of the shop, and I need to complete on the old shop, which means it has to be emptied and redecorated. There's a lot of work that has to be done in a short space of time, and it stressed me out quite a lot. But we're getting there. So it'll be all right.
It's getting closer.
Yeah. So yes. And also going back to the power supplies, also those ratings for the US. So bronze in the UK works as efficiently as a silver from the UK. Yes. Power supplies are more efficient on 230 volts or 240 volts than 120. So in the UK, you get more benefit anyway. Silver is a weird one. I've never seen an 80 plus silver power supply, but it does exist. So the analogy does work.
Yeah, I've certainly never seen one in the flesh.
You get a bit more. You do get a bit more efficiency when you're in the UK. So yeah, that's reasonable to me.
Yeah, it's just odd. I guess it's possibly a case of because the component upgrades for the power supplies to go from bronze to gold are identical to the component requirements to go from bronze to silver. I would presume it's basically a case of that's what it requires.
Yeah. That makes sense. Ian Troop, keep up the good work. Love all that you do. Thank you very much, my dude. Much appreciated. Also says, how can I send you money via PayPal? Well, always appreciated, never required. However, the simplest way to do that, if you want to send me a tip, you can go to paypal.me/adamant.it. And if you want to just send me a tip, you can put it there. It just drops into my PayPal account and it gets used. So, as I say, if you want a tip, always appreciated, never required. paypal.me/adamant.it. Thank you very much. Let's see. 80 plus gold sticker could also be falsified. This is true. Yeah. This is true. And also there is an official list of all the gold PSUs. Does anyone know the website for that off the top of their head?
It is probably just something like 80plus.com.
Yeah, try 80plus.com or something like that. There is an official website, so you can look up the power supply on the official list to see if they've been lying. If they're not on the official list, then they're probably fibbing about the 80 plus rating. That probably means you should run a mile from that power supply.
Yeah, because they're also probably lying about the
everything
rating
else
on each rail.
Yeah, so, exactly. If they're fibbing about the efficiency, they're probably fibbing about a lot of other things. So yeah, and yeah, get the paint chain gang in, and yeah, I've had a couple of buddies who have been helping me out with this, and they've been lifesavers. They know who they are. It'd be great to get a gang of people in, but it's very complicated. The decorating that needs done is complicated and needs to be done in a certain way and in a certain order, which is very frustrating. It's a shame. If it were just 4 walls and a ceiling, I would just call in all of my mates, put a brush in everyone's hand and say, make that wall white. But there's lots of all the old woodwork and lots of filling and sanding to do, and it's horrifying, which is why it's kind of turned into a mess in the first place. But I'm not doing any. I'm taking the day off from the old shop, so I'm not going to talk about it because it's just stresses me out. So, still back on the power supply conversation. Let's see. 500 watt would be fine. Your friend's using a CX500, and he's been running that on his RX580 for over a year. Fair enough. You've still got an OCZ fatality. 11 years on. I'm impressed it's still going. Those OCZ power supplies, they're all starting to fail in my experience. However, they seem to be bloody good in their day. So if it's still working, then sure.
Wasn't his name Wendell or something like that?
No idea. Apparently he was. What was he big in? I can't remember now. I saw some comments about it because in the last video where I was working on that where the Corsair No Post that had the fatality motherboard in. I said in that video, oh, is fatality still relevant and stuff? And there's a couple of people in the comments did say, oh, we used to do X, Y, Z. But I can't remember what it was now.
Who owned the branding for that?
I don't know. I've seen it from multiple people. He had deals with I think he'd cut
for the motherboards.
I think he'd cut
motherboards.
ASRock.
Yeah. ASRock but released a new fatality one recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm guessing that's just fatality as an ASRock owned brand now, as opposed to fatality the Major League Gamer, because again it's just all the best of fatality. I hope he's doing well for himself, and I hope he's done well for himself, but I don't think anyone actually knows who he is these days. But then on the other hand, I don't know who any of the gamers are these days anyway. I don't know mainstream streamers or mainstream esports players. I just don't follow that scene.
So I've never known any esports players ever about anything ever.
No, me either.
Because it's just not a scene that I follow.
No, same. Caradog is not on the floor. He's on a very short chair because we don't have reliable chairs. I am as low as I can go.
I mean, that could be here.
Does the gas strut still work on that thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why I'm using this.
I thought the gas strut was fucked on that.
No.
Oh, fair enough. There we go.
That's the stool. That's the brand new stool.
Maybe. Fair enough. Let's see. Where were we? 500 watt will be fine for a lot of things. 170 watts to 200 for that spec. That seems oddly low to me, but sure. Yeah. Best PSU for an 11900F 3080 Ti 64 gigs of RAM is 750 enough. 750 if it's a decent power supply like a Corsair RM or something
AX,
like AX, yeah, or one of the higher end Corsairs at 750, I would say is enough. If it's not a high end one like it's a CX or a TX, I'd be going 850 on that. And the reason why that is not because it's going to pull 800 watts continuous load, but the 3080 can put very nasty transients on the power supply. It can pull a spike of 700 or 800 watts for a fraction of a second. And so you don't need that continuous power, but your power supply has to be able to absorb that transient without falling over. Whereas on a lower wattage power supply, a good quality one will probably be able to knock that out as a transient. Like if a 700 watt power supply might be able to take an 800 watt spike, but you don't want it to accidentally trip the overcurrent protection or something like that, which might happen. So,
although of course you'd rather it trip to the overcurrent protection.
Yes, that's
than
true.
Damage something.
Quite so. However, if you spec'd up for the kind of money you're spending on a computer like that, speccing up to an 850, it's going to cost you £10 or £20 more, $10 or $20 more just to get the 850, and then it's going to be fine. So
it's certainly a case that like an 850 watt power supply is in the UK like 110, 120
That's right. And,
pound.
And
if you're spending £1,100 on your graphics card, spending a tenth of that on your power supply isn't unreasonable.
Yeah, exactly.
At least in my opinion. But then also, I'm using a £90 mining power supply because I found it on eBay and just went, what's this?
You're a mad lad, though. There's one of these things that there's what you can do and there's what you recommend doing. There's lots of things that you can do. You can, I can and we have hot swapped a CPU before. But it's not something we suggest that other people do. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Or running a 3070 off of a VS 550. Or is it a VS 500? I can't remember. Whatever the VS was, that's somewhere.
Something heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
3070s on a Corsair VS? Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
No idea what you're on about.
Martin Barker says, is that an NVIDIA t-shirt there? If so, you start shilling. Oh, we don't have the NVIDIA boxes out. We don't have.
We're not going to get paid.
Oh man, no, it's just an NVIDIA shirt that I have.
What colour of VS? It was black.
Oh, not an orange one then. The text on the side.
Oh, I don't know. It's your one that you purloined off of me. Where I gave you
it used to be a CX and then it became a VS.
Where I lent you a CX 750 and then got a VS 500 in return.
I don't know what happened there. More than says staff on the arm. I was not staff at this event for it. I picked up this t-shirt. I won this t-shirt in a raffle. So I think whoever previously owned it was staff at some kind of event or acquired it at said event. I've not actually been to Gamescom 2014. I'm actually a big fat fraud. So, yeah. Let's see. Seasonic F12 S12 3S 500 for like 99.5%. Yeah. The Seasonics, they're always going to be good. So that seems sensible. Tony McPant says, Fatality, the brand business insider magazine, recently named him as the highest paid video gamer ever. Woo lad. Yeah. That's an interesting one.
What?
It wouldn't surprise me because, as I say, he had a lot of brand deals. Because that's the thing, like Fatality. He had Azrock obviously had a deal to make a Fatality motherboards. He had a deal with Creative because he was making headsets.
Yeah,
Creative Fatality headsets, and
just like
there would have been mice and keyboards, wouldn't there?
But that means that he got paid more than the 90 million that Ninja got paid. Because Ninja got paid 90 million by Microsoft to just start on his platform.
God damn, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
So that means that he got paid more than 90 million. Oh, I thought he got paid 90.
No, not 90, no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just 9 million, I think, which is still a crap ton of money just to stream on Mixer, and then what happened? Then Mixer imploded. Whatever. I'm not touching that one with a barge pole. I got opinions there. Anyway, however, yeah. Well, mate, as I say, it depends on how much money gamers make on. Because also, like these days, though, I would imagine that the gamers themselves probably don't get as much money, because a lot of the money probably ends up going into the pockets of managers and teams instead of the actual gamers. Whereas Fatality was in the early days of esports, and he was probably putting most of the money into his own pocket and managing himself. Well, he probably had a manager, but it was in the early days. He was probably taking home a lot of the money. So between actual competitions, and brand deals and merchandising, it's entirely likely. And also, it's entirely possible that if people are still using his name these days, he's probably still getting royalties out of that.
Sorry, I've just seen in chat that apparently Dr. Disrespect actually got paid money. A tool from Twitch. And I'm just like, really? That depresses me.
Well, yeah, instantly. I mean, he was a Twitch partner, wasn't he? We don't know why he got banned from Twitch. That was never disclosed. I think we all know.
The writing is on the wall.
I was about to... Yeah, it's on the bathroom wall. You know. Zing. However, yeah, I think we know why he got banned from Twitch, but there was never an official statement as to why he got banned from Twitch. But, yeah.
If you have a deal for streaming on one of these platforms, and then they ban you from one of the platforms, do you have to give some of the money back? Or is the money a signing bonus that is irrespective of the time that you're there of something? So
I would imagine that the cash payment is probably valid provided there is no breach of contract. But what I suspect is that there was a settlement involved. You know, maybe maybe money was returned or something like that, and there was an agreement, and in return Twitch was just like, right, well, you have, you know, we are releasing you from your contract. You have returned some, you know, a portion of the signing bonus, and in return, we're all just going to walk away from this. Whereas if he was actually in breach of contract, and they had said, you're in breach of contract, we're suing you into the Stone Age, it seems prudent at that point that they would have turned around and said, this is why he was banned from Twitch. There is beef now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? But the fact that everything was kept so hush-hush implies that clearly there was a legal agreement. Some kind of compromise was reached, I would imagine. They paid him out. Yeah, I mean, maybe they paid him out. And
he wanted to stop streaming, and they wanted a spectacle.
Well, yeah, or maybe they paid him out, but they didn't want to say why, because they didn't want the egg on their face of having to explain that one of their golden boys was actually doing bad things. You know, specifically with regards to public appearances. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I love speculating on stuff like this, but I almost don't want to talk about it on a podcast like this, because this is baseless speculation. This is completely baseless.
Isn't that all speculation?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to say this is what I think, because I have no evidence to back up anything that I'm saying. I'm just smack talking here, you know. So, yeah. Oh well. Moving on. Are you finding the GPU market is still bad for gaming GPUs to fix PCs? Well, I haven't had to buy a lot of graphics cards. I've been very lucky in not needing many graphics cards so far. So it's okay, but at the moment, it looks like it's getting better, because it looks like now when the stock drops happen, they're usually around for an hour or two at least, aren't they? In a lot of cases, like
I don't know.
There were some 3060 Ti Founders editions on scan that were up for a good 3 or 4 hours. I mean, that much being said, they were very difficult to buy.
It was only like 45 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, it was about 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Oh, okay. And also, they were very difficult to purchase. You know, you had to have a scan account that had never purchased a Founders Edition card before, because you tried to pick one up and website said no. So maybe that's why they lasted so long, if they actually managed to keep the scalpers off of them.
Yeah, I feel like we're reaching the point where a lot of the people who are buying them to resell and things like that have obviously used their credit cards up.
Yeah.
And stuff, and have used up shipping addresses and things like that.
Yeah. I think the low hash rate cards are working as well.
I don't know.
I think that is providing enough of an obstacle that it is reducing the number of people. I think it's reducing casual scalpers, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like people who are like the average person who's just sitting at home buying 1 or 2 graphics cards and then flipping them on eBay.
Yeah.
And you know,
I have not seen a single 3060 come into stock for less than €765.
Yeah.
Other than the Founders Editions ones.
Yeah. Because I panic sold mine. I had a 3060 non LHR, and I panic sold it for only a bit more than I paid for it. I panic sold it at £550 and so I made a little bit of money back on it. Although after shipping and fees, I probably ended up breaking even. But it looked like due to the LHR cards that the prices were about to tank. And it 3060
itself definitely has, the supply just isn't there again.
Yeah.
The supply was really solid on the 3060 for about a week and a half.
Yeah, and that's when I panic sold.
And it seems to have dried up.
Yeah.
But when they are coming into stock in the UK, they're coming into stock at like $390.
Yeah.
They're coming in at like $390, and yeah. So the supply is poor, but the price on them is actually really quite good compared to what it was. So
we're getting there is the operative thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're getting there. I think that's the main thing is, you know, like considering the forecast was that everything would be broken until next year minimum.
Yeah.
It almost looks like we're coming out of the other side of this. We're not there yet. Yeah. However, it feels to me like things are clearing up a lot sooner than people expected them to. The prices are still a bit messy, but yeah, like
it looks like using Hardware Unbox's numbers, I think they said the average price change in graphics cards from July compared to June was a reduction in price of 14%, based off of prices for sold auctions on eBay. So it's saying like 14% reduction is it moving in the right way.
Yeah.
But obviously a case of a 14% reduction on something that is selling for over double MSRP. It's still a case of it's still double MSRP, but the price is improving.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, as a couple of people have speculated, 3060 is being flooded into the market by NVIDIA to attempt to get people to buy that, as opposed to the rumoured 6600 XT launch.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting possibility. Also just interesting that AMD has enough cores to make 6600 XTs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What AMD cards have you got at the moment?
What have I got? 5700 XT.
You've got your 5700
50th anniversary edition.
Yeah. Because I still want to daily drive a modern AMD card at some point. From the perspective of someone who uses, who is a heavy NVENC user. And I want to see what it's like living without NVENC, and if you can use, you know, if VCE is usable. If not, is it plausible to actually brute force it with CPU cores with a modern Ryzen 5000? I still want to try that at some point, because that's the thing, is just AMD GPUs, they look really good. However, just again, if you, for those, you know, those of you who use NVENC, if you're a streamer or you use it for video transcoding, you know, man, you know how good NVENC is. And I'm like,
absolutely.
I like And if I tried an AMD card and was just like, oh yeah, no, you can live without NVENC, then that would be awesome, because then I could say to a lot of people, yeah, buy an AMD card, you'll be fine. Yeah. But there's lots of people who are content creators, and they're like, can I get an AMD card? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how well you'll do without NVENC, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
I could have bought a 6900 XTX on several occasions, like Liquid Devils and stuff like that. They were in stock and they stayed in stock for a while. I could have grabbed one, and it would have been £1,500, and £1,500 is a lot of money, but obviously a case of it's also a top end graphics card of a limited edition SKU, shipping with a water block, so you can justify it however you want to.
Yeah.
My reason for not wanting to do it is because apparently the rumours are that RDNA 3 is going to get announced in January. And it's kind of a case of if RDNA 3 is being announced in January, I'm kind of going, I don't want to spend a lot on RDNA 2
That's
now.
Very soon, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm surprised they haven't delayed that, considering the fucked up, the messed up graphics card market. Because because again, like NVIDIA have been taking flack for releasing newer and better graphics cards. You know, not saying whether I agree or disagree, but NVIDIA have been taking flack for releasing newer and better graphics cards at a time where people are struggling to get hold of them, and they're like, you've finally gotten hold of your 3080. It's like, oh, now there's a 3080 Ti, and it's just like, really, you know. But at the same time, it's a case of, does the big graphics card shortage warrant? Just like, does that mean that we should just stop developing new products? You know, it's not R&D's problem that supply is messed up. You know, why? You know, should they not still be trying to make a better product all the time? I don't know.
I'm very disappointed in you, Postal.
I don't know what's happened.
Honestly.
So yeah.
Don't worry, you'll find out soon enough.
God damn it! I'm checking. What is that? What am I looking at? What is ID Colossus? What is ID Gaming?
I don't know. But click off of that image. As long as you're not screen sharing. No, you're not.
No, we're not at the moment. What has he done? Something is on its way to the shop, and I don't know what it is. Mouse pads.
I'm disappointed in Postal, because Postal's done it and he doesn't have the disposable income.
Yes, this is true.
Unlike Knight, who is just disposable. I mean, hi!
Fine. Epic Player 02, hello there, I can see you. Right, okay. I'm not doing that, I hate that. Right, I'm trying to cool down. Right, okay, let's carry on. Let's see, it's a mouse mat, alright, fair enough. Let's see, 3080 still maxes out most games at 1440p. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, yes. There is absolutely no need to be looking at the very highest class of graphics card that anyone makes, because they are very much diminishing returns products.
4K is the only time where you actually need to get serious and you actually need the best thing you can find, because 4K is such a massive performance penalty. But then again, you know,
it looks pretty though.
Yeah. However, stuff like DLSS is potentially solving that issue by giving something that is almost indistinguishable from native 4K.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, although I haven't seen DLSS in action yet, although I have a card that supports it, but I don't play any games that support it because I don't really play AAA games. So
you still need to actually play Doom Eternal.
I do need to play Doom Eternal.
Because then you can play Doom Eternal.
The problem is everything I've heard about Doom Eternal is that I don't really like Doom Eternal, and I should just play Doom 2016 again.
You should play Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Then you should play Doom Eternal again with ray tracing. And then you should play it again with DLSS.
Yeah. I should at least play through it, just so I've played it. Yes. So yeah.
Doom Eternal is very good. It's also very not good compared to 2016.
Yeah.
Because it's different.
Yeah.
It is not more of the same. And it feels... Yes, it feels like it punishes you if you try and play it like 2016. Which is a shame given that it's kind of...
2016 was a winning formula. So it's just like, we just needed 2016, but more. That's all we needed. You know, you had the formula perfect. Don't mess it. You could just do another game that's just the same thing, but more of it. And no one would care. Yeah. You know, but... oh well, let's see. So let's see. Darren Clift said, I've got a 1660 Super with an FX 8350 and you love it. If you swapped out that FX8 for a newer CPU, you would not believe the performance improvement you'll get. Trust me, I've been there. I had an 8350 and just swapping it out to an Intel, to an i7 4770K. So swapping out to just 4th gen Intel gave a massive performance improvement. So yeah, trust me, that CPU is bottlenecking you hard. You might think you're okay, but when you switch to something else, you'll realize that FX8 is a massive bottleneck. Like I said, I was there. I had one.
I was there, man.
Yeah.
I was there.
I was there. I had one. I was like, oh, it's fine. It plays what I needed to do. And then when I switched over to something else, I was like, oh, God, the FX wasn't fine. It wasn't fine at all. It was terrible. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents, I'm afraid. And I don't have AC in here, so there's that.
Huh.
So, yes. Let's see, Ian Troop, you've joined on Patreon. Oh, rad, dude! Thank you very much, much appreciated. Keep up the great content. I will do my best.
Don't forget to link your Patreon account to your Discord account to get Discord benefits.
Indeed, if you link your Discord account to Patreon, you can get into the cool kids room on Discord, which is where the cool kids talk.
Or something.
There are cool kids who aren't in there as well, by the way. I need to get on and give and grant some additional roles. We've got plenty of people in the Discord who aren't Patreons or anything like that, but are really valuable members of the community because I see them there helping out in the tech support rooms.
I see you there.
Yeah.
You are valid.
Well, yeah, as I say, if there, you guys know who you are. There's a bunch of people who are white names in the Discord who are always in the tech support rooms helping people out and stuff. And yeah, you are very valuable members, and I greatly appreciate all of you. So yeah, it's massive. David...
Jungle is massive.
Jungle is massive.
Wicked.
David Malu? Help me out. You're not going to help me out. You are Malox now. I know that's not how you pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. David, welcome to Tier 1. Thank you very much for the membership.
Yes.
I butchered that name, and I know it. Yeah. John Lewis says, hello from Brazil. Hello. Please publish a laptop video laptop power supply. What kind of thing there? What kind of thing you're after there? You're already a Patreon member, Nerd Tech. I think I've seen you about. Hello. Membership or Patreon? Either or. Either or. Let's see. PC Bolt says, my cousin PCs has a Core 2 Quad 8400 with a cheap motherboard. The issue is it never runs to 2 gigahertz. And PC is too laggy. Is the VRM throttling? What's the stock speed on that?
Ta-da!
Did it work first time for you?
Almost.
Yeah.
I hadn't plugged it in properly, and then it worked.
Yeah, fair enough.
So plugging something in properly made it work. Whatever next.
Caradog is Caradog's found my Fleer that I've owned for about 5 months now and still haven't used.
Look, it tells you that the cold can is cold.
It's cool. It also needs adjustment.
Yes.
Which is...
It makes it look like you are approximately off your balls.
Yeah. Yes. If you...
With the smearing and the everything.
If you swipe from the right, I think it is. And then... No, or that menu. Nope, I can never remember where it is. It's not in settings. Somewhere around there's a calibration, and it allows you to align it. It's just really hard to find. It's very frustrating. Right, I was about to look something up. Oh yeah, that Core 2 Quad, right. Core 2 Quad 8400. Core 2 Quad 8400. Yeah, 2.66. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, and it's not hitting two. Yeah, so you've got a Core 2 Quad that won't hit 2 gigahertz.
Interesting.
I assume that the temperatures are fine. You know, I assume that it's not overheating or anything like that.
Quad. Yeah.
Check the temperatures.
Yeah, I got like 4 gigahertz out of mine.
Yeah, well, the stock is 266 base frequency. So if you're not hitting 2 gigahertz,
which Core 2 Quad is it?
Q8400.
Oh yeah, that's a better one than I have.
Yeah.
So you should be easily hit.
So if it's not hitting 2 gigahertz, something's wrong there.
Try manually setting the multiplier to like 30. So just lock it at 3 gigahertz.
It's on a cheap motherboard, so I don't know what options we've got.
Also, you might need obnoxious voltage.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what the voltage scaling was on them. All I remember is that for 4 gigahertz on my Q6600, I was at 100C.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We're not even trying to overclock here. We're just trying to hit base frequency.
Oh, yeah. But just a case of, that was that. Double check that the BCLK hasn't somehow weirdly been set to like 88 or something. Because it should be 100.
Yeah.
And I've seen people having weird things with socket 775 boards.
Yeah.
Where just the BCLK goes to like 88.
Motherboard is a Lapcare G31. Lapcare. Lap. Good grief.
That's a cack. Come on now.
Shush. Shush. Shut. G31 motherboard. Image. Apparently it's... Oh god, you're not wrong. It is a 2... Oh my god, yeah. I got a horrible feeling.
Never mind. Just ignore all of that and replace the thing.
I was going to say, I think you just have a garbage motherboard. I think that motherboard is designed for potato CPUs, and someone has dropped a big old Core 2 Quad in there, and it's just like, no, this thing is not... This is very much a case of the chipset supports a Core 2 Quad, so they've put it on the support list. But yeah, like 2-phase VRM, just that is not up to it. I don't think. I would change the motherboard. Basically, I think that motherboard is your problem. So yeah.
However, for the cost of changing a motherboard, you might be able to get like a G4590. Was that the crazy Pentium? The G4590 and an equivalent board on eBay. You might be able to get the same as a motherboard for that processor.
Yeah.
And you'll like go up by like 45% on IPC.
Yeah.
So it's kind of...
I mean, I gather this is probably a PC that's just been put together. However, I would change I would get rid of that motherboard. I think that's going to cause a problem, and I would be like, you might have to spend some money on some different hardware, but I would cut your losses with that and get a different platform that works. I think you're going to be fighting a losing battle with that. Yeah. Let's see. So we also had here we go. I'm going to butcher a load of names. Very sorry in advance. We had Juha Sepinen, Simon Hopkins, and Artie Knotts. You're right there. And Artie Knotts. Welcome to Tier 1, everyone. Thank you for the channel memberships. Much appreciated, everyone.
I think the middleman is actually Simon Ho Pekans, based off of your Jaha Sepehin.
Look, shush. Well, how would you say these names?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Very well. Very well. Fair enough. Let's see.
Really? It doesn't officially... That motherboard apparently doesn't officially support Core 2 Quad.
Oh, there you go. There's your problem then. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of
I'm going to
want
have to scroll down to the bottom of the chat again.
I kind of want to build a Q6600 PC.
No, you don't.
I do.
It's like people
because they
who
were fun, because they're really fun to overclock.
I guess.
I want to build it because it's a fun overclocking machine, not because
like,
it's a useful computer.
Yeah, I guess it's like people who overclock the nuts off of AMD FX computers is just like...
Because they're fun to overclock?
Yeah. Not because they get good numbers kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just keep shoving more volts into them. As you know, it's just like, yeah, add more cooling and add more cooling, page down for more volts. So, yeah.
And just stuff like that. That's more why I'm interested in it and stuff. Is because they're good for overclocking. And that's where I first cut my teeth on actually trying to overclock stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of want to do that. But then it's also a case of it would probably be quite expensive.
Yeah, because old stuff just commands an annoyingly high price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly the motherboard. That's the problem.
Or
it's like, or I could buy like a really cheap B550 and a Ryzen processor and have a computer.
Yeah, an actual useful computer. Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's like...
Well, Ryzen 5000 overclocking is fun.
And it would be like £200.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Ryzen 5000 overclocking is actually fun because Curve Optimizer is fantastic. Curve Optimizer is suddenly... It gives you a meaningful way to play with floating boost. Because I haven't done any massive stuff yet, but Curve Optimizer, I've done a little bit of fiddling with Curve Optimizer on the Lianli and on my PC at home, and you can start getting up to some very large all-core overclocks, and you dial that in, and then you maybe put in some heavy load line calibration or a negative core voltage offset just to keep the temperatures down, and the CPU will be like, well, I'm below 100 degrees, guess I'll boost some more, kind of thing. So yeah, it's actually possible to start pulling numbers on those. So isn't PBO for Ryzen the be all and end all? Well, that's the thing. Curve Optimizer is part of PBO. It's an official AMD feature because it's in the you go into the BIOS. And instead of going to the motherboard's overclocking settings, you go into the BIOS and you go into the AMD overclocking section, and you can start fiddling with all the PBO settings. And that's where you'll find Curve Optimizer on a Ryzen 5000. And what you do is you set a negative value on the Curve Optimizer. And what that does is it means it adds in less voltage. So obviously the curve is voltage per voltage versus clock speed, and the Curve Optimizer, you can nudge down the voltage so it's adding in less power as the clock speed goes up, thus keeping the temperature down, which means it will keep boosting up the curve for longer. And as long as you've got then it's just a question on how stable you can go while you're underpowering the CPU effectively. But because you're doing that and it's part of PBO, you're not interfering with PBO at all. So you don't lose the opportunistic boosting because you're actually tuning the opportunistic boosting.
Basically.
It's very good.
Very good.
Let's see. Speaking of cooling, have you seen the new Corsair Pump Res distro plate? You want one for your 5000 decks? I have not.
It's also very expensive.
I was about to say, I bet it's really expensive.
I think
just as I turned off my laptop because I wasn't using it.
It's very expensive, but
let's go and have a look at it.
It's got a D5 pump in it, so that's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, if it's got a D5 pump built into it, that makes it kind of useful. Because, like, a distro plate that doesn't have a built-in pump, I'm like, they look really pretty, but they don't do anything. You know? I guess you could argue it's a reservoir, but...
It's kind of necessary for a hardline build, a distro plate. It's kind of necessary to make it look super clean. Because obviously you can have nice straight runs and stuff just going to the front.
Yeah, to avoid having downpipes, I guess, yeah.
And stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, a distro plate. Let's see. Right, am I clear? I'm clear. Let's take a look-see at the Corsair distro plate. Bam! So... what was it actually called again? Corsair community is currently awesome. Where do we think it's going to be? Water
hidden
cooling,
somewhere, possibly.
custom cooling, all HydroX products.
Probably hidden somewhere in there, if it's even on the website yet.
Oh, has it literally only just come out?
Yeah, some point this week.
Yeah, no, I think it might not be on the website yet. I mean, I'm not seeing it on a Google search. Corsair HydroX distro plate. Come on. Pump reservoir combo, HydroX series, that might be it. Oh no, that's pump reservoir combo. That's not it. It's July. XD7 distribution plate. Oh, that was it. I was looking at it. I thought that was a... shut up. I thought that was a... oh, it looks like a radiator.
It's designed to kind of look like a radiator with fans on it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it. Because it looks like a radiator with fans on it. I don't understand why you wouldn't just have a radiator with fans on it.
Yeah. I'm also kind of just not particularly fussed by it because it's a distro plate.
Yeah.
It looks kind of... yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't like it.
I'm like, good, I guess. Yeah, I feel like, although, if you were to put it in the front of, like, what was it, the 680X Crystal?
Yeah.
Or something like that, I think it might look quite good in an actual Corsair case. I think it was the 680X or 670X, something like that. The mid-tower... oh, no. The mid-tower of that mini tower over there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what the model number was. I think it would look okay. I'm not saying it would look better than fans or what have you there. I'm just saying I think it might look okay.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean, I guess... I mean, it's got the built-in pump and it's narrow, I guess. I guess the advantage is that it's putting your pump into a very thin package.
Yeah, because it depends on what the cost is.
Yeah, because the pump is very bulky in a custom water cooling setup.
If it comes out at like, I don't know, £140?
Yeah.
£150, I think that'd be about right, and that'd be quite good. It's probably actual price $250.
$250.
Yeah.
Yeah. $250 it costs.
Yeah.
No. I mean, how much is a D5
I would
pump?
maybe pay like $175 for like the convenience. A D5 pump is like 110, 120.
Oh, really? They ain't cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Allowing for the cost of a D5 pump. Yeah. Good grief! I didn't realise they were that expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Oh yeah, pump plus GPU block. Don't particularly expect change out of £300.
Yeah. I was expecting the pump to be like £50.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I kind of still feel like it would be like using a pump. Just because ridiculous flow rate, ridiculous head pressure.
Yeah. And those are like £40.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But obviously you have no speed control, etc.
True.
They make more noise, etc., etc. There are massive downsides by comparison. You're paying for quietness, you're paying for compatibility, you're paying for the fact that it more easily fits inside a computer.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I think I can see what they were doing with it. I just don't like it. You know, like the design they've gone for makes sense. It fits into their design philosophy, and it is a very unique thing in that you've got this radiator style thing with the circles on it, as opposed to just another distro plate that's essentially just two pieces of glass with water between them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they've done something that is quite unique. And when you build a product like that, it's a case of, well, if you don't like it, then it's just simply not for you. You go and buy another distro plate.
Yeah.
By making something that's different, they may well attract a whole new audience from people who are just like, I don't like the existing distro plates, which is why I haven't bought one of those. However, yeah, personally, I don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't particularly see the benefit of one in the vast majority of custom loops.
Yeah. Let's see. Shri Barton says, I don't understand how things are priced at $240 and £200 equivalently. Tax, basically.
A large amount of it is tax.
Yeah.
A small amount of it is market size.
Yeah.
The US continent market is a much larger market than the UK country market.
And yeah, just it's stuff is cheaper in the US, which is why it ends up
kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's also the case of the price that is listed for products for sale in US dollars will have no sales tax. Then the price listed for UK prices has to have UK sales tax on it.
Yeah.
All right then.
Sorry.
So yes, that's kind of part of it, and then also just a case of for the UK. The UK is the only is a specific market for certain products, because obviously different plugs.
Yeah.
Fixed size for that.
Yeah,
and
that's
things
true.
like that. So there are fixed additional costs that make products more expensive in the UK, irrespective of the strength of the currency internationally. So yeah, but then when you take account for like the tax.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also, David just said, is there a fly flying around the cam? I just saw it on the preview. So I've just sort of, and I can see it right now. I can't do anything about it because I don't have anything to attack it with. But I'm very tempted because I can see it there and I know it's going to keep flying in front of the camera and pissing people off. And
It's fine. You know what you can do?
What?
If you reduce the stream quality, people won't be able to see the small, fast-moving object, because it will instead be hidden in just blocking.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I might. Hang on a sec.
Oh dear.
This isn't going to work, but I'm going to try.
This is going to go poorly. And when the camera cuts out, it's because Graham has actually taken out the HDMI lead that leads to the camera.
I'm going to try and freeze it. It'll be great. That's not effective.
Oh, yeah.
That was not effective, but there was an attempt.
Apparently someone thought it was good enough to become a channel member at that exact moment.
Well, thank you very much, Donald. Welcome to channel membership tier 1. Thank you very much. Oh well. Right, hopefully I've frightened him off. The threat of being sprayed with a inverted air duster might scare him away. Oh well.
You need to attack it with psychic.
Yeah. I need to get a heckin' fly swatter in here. It's the perks of being in a rural area. In the heat, you get flies, unfortunately. So yeah. Oh well. The electric tennis racket ones are one of the most funny thing. Yeah, I have been really tempted to get one of those, but apparently they smell awful, basically, because you just get burning flesh in them. So
you sneak up behind someone and then just kind of go. Psst.
No. Do not. Do not, you gremlin.
Yes.
JB, thank you very much for the channel membership. Man, the channel memberships are popular today. Welcome on in, everyone. Friendly reminder that if you become a channel member, A, you get access to the exclusive Discord chat room, and B, you can also see the behind-the-scenes videos of the shop getting created. So those are a thing that are available as well.
There may even be a new one of them before the end of the year.
Yes. Well, there will be soon TM, because the next one is being made that's just like the clear out from the old shop. That's going to cover me getting the last of the stuff out of the old shop, a little bit of the shop redecorating, which is just to be a sort of this is what we had to do when leaving kind of thing. And then finally, just an update on where we're at with the new shop now, because I want to make sure that all the channel members have seen the shop as it is now before I do the 100,000 subscriber special, because I don't want the 100,000 subscriber special to show I don't want that video to show members or Patreons anything they haven't already seen, if you see what I mean.
Yes.
I want to make sure that they get to see it first, even if they only see it a week in advance, you know. So yeah. So yes, that basically. Use the finger. Oh no.
You used the finger?
I don't know either.
Take that out of context.
Let's see. Graham, I've got a Ryzen 5600 XT and I bought a copy of Mortal Kombat 11 and the game won't recognise the CPU. What do you mean it won't recognise the CPU? What's happening?
It's also a 5600 XT is a graphics card.
Yeah, that's a good point. Are we talking about the 5600 XT graphics card or the Ryzen 5600 CPU?
The 5600X.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're talking about the 5600 XT graphics card. So yeah. Also, make sure you've got the latest drivers installed if you haven't already, and consider doing a DDU, display driver uninstaller, to make sure you get an absolutely clean graphics driver installed in advance. So yeah, considering we're talking about Mortal Kombat, calling it a Raiden 5600 XT would be quite appropriate.
I've no idea what Raiden's special move was.
He was the electric boy.
Shocking.
Well done.
Don't worry, I have the capacity for many more puns.
I need to find something else to talk about in the chat right now.
Why, are you not amped about these puns?
I had that problem with the CPU for Apex Legends on your Windows 7 machine. Well, that's because you were running Windows 7. Windows 7 hasn't supported any CPUs made in the past 5 years, I think.
Not officially.
Not officially, yeah. So, yeah. Artie Knots, you're beneath my mention now. Let's see. What else was going on? Someone earlier on. Oh yeah, do we want to talk about that? I don't know.
Talk about what?
The Activision thing. Do we have any opinions of that other than that sounds awful? It's going to go to court.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not really anything to say about it, is there? So yeah.
Absolutely.
No, fine.
That's it. Do you know what we were going to do?
What?
We were going to talk about?
What?
Improving the streaming setup.
This is true, yes.
Microphone stands.
Yes.
Etc. People's recommendations for articulated arms.
Yes. Has anyone in the audience got... I'll tell you the problem we've got. The microphone, which is this guy here, is currently on... It's going to make noises now, but it's currently on one of these typical boom arms. So it extends like that. You can see the arm it's on. It's on one of those. I hate these arms so much. And by the same token, I've got the bench cam is on a similar one here. And the bench cam is okay. I'm actually quite used to the way this one articulates. This is not so bad. But I want a better microphone arm. Does anyone know of a really nice one that's got like 3 points of articulation or something like that? I want to look at those.
The only suggestion I had was like the what is it called? The Magic Arms from I've genuinely forgotten the name of the camera, the equipment company. I can't remember.
I'm going to see if I can get a nice split screen going here.
But yeah, I guess possibly the other thing is like suspending stuff from the ceiling.
Yeah, which is, I guess, doable, but
Yeah.
um,
So I feel like that would work okay. Is like suspending something down from the ceiling.
It'd be very easy to do, I suppose, is to have something that hangs down, but
Yeah.
hmm.
Certainly on one of these arms, suspend from the ceiling and just hovers above this monitor.
Yeah, see, the problem
because then it could be out of shot from over there, and also wouldn't be in shot for the standard ones.
See, the problem there is that I want the microphone to be positioned underneath the monitors, because when I'm recording, mainly because when I'm recording videos, I'm generally speaking down in that direction.
Have you then decided that you're definitely not using the lavalier?
Oh, good point. Oh, yeah, I need to do more testing with that, don't I? Yeah, I don't think I want one suspended from the ceiling, because I don't really want stuff hanging around.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Manfrotto. There we go.
Manfrotto.
Like magic arm or ball arm or something like that?
Magic arm. Yeah, magic arm. Manfrotto magic arm. I have a feeling that we've kind of run into a ground because I don't actually know what I want here. Go away.
Like something like that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's the mini one, I think.
Yeah. Magic arm with bracket.
Yeah.
Lighting support arms.
Yeah.
Stands, arms, and clamps. Loading.
This is very much camera stuff.
Yeah.
But like you've got stuff like that as well that they do. And it just all slides around and gives you different lengths and stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I need. I need one of those on a I need one of those that will clamp to the bench. See, that's the other option, is I just simply say sod it and I get a
how much? Oh,
850. Yeah. The other thing as well is I just bite the bullet and say, fine, I'll just get a mic stand and just have a mic stand standing around.
Yeah. One of those really long ones.
Yeah. Because that would still be a good option. The reason why because my current mic stand is just ruined and doesn't work, so I can't test that. So, yeah. See, that's a nice setup, but that's no good because it can't sit on the desk. Because it will pick up all of the bangs from the desk, which is the issue there. Which, for the most part, the boom arms seem to smooth out.
Also, it's got a shock mount, which will help reduce that as well.
Yeah, it's not a great shock mount.
But having a nice shock mount on a nice arm and stuff will help minimize that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gator Frameworks makes a nice arm, but they're spendy. Yeah. Let's see. Gator Frameworks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, these are mostly boom stuff.
Yeah.
Which again doesn't give me enough articulation because I need to I need to work at very awkward angles, which is the difficulty.
Is it double check if the product's called a Gorilla Pod?
Gorilla Pod. I wasn't sure if it was. Yeah. These are freestanding though, aren't they? Oh my god.
Yeah, so something like they do something like that.
Yeah.
That you can grip onto places, and they do them as single arms for SLRs and things like that as well.
Yeah. Again, though, this is generally designed to be freestanding, which is
absolutely
not what we want.
There are products along those lines.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember what they were called to get a picture, so you could kind of see the thing I was talking about. Because they do them with like multifunction ends on arms and things like that.
Yeah.
So you can mount up loads of stuff to them.
Yeah. Again, generally, yeah. See, this is what they're for, and they're really good for this kind of purpose.
Yeah.
Because you can just attach it to anywhere. But again, I feel like this is more for field.
Yeah, but it was also a case of because it's got effectively curvy arms and stuff.
Rode PSA 1. Professional studio boom arm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, not enough articulation.
Yeah.
It will have the same problem that I currently have in that it cannot. I need something that has got a second elbow, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, it needs to be 4 joints.
4 joints total, yeah.
Just put into Google 4 joint boom arm and see if something comes up.
4 joint boom arm. Oh my god, I don't care. That's just Manfrotto stuff in general.
Go up a bit.
Yeah.
What's that?
Super boom. It's 360 quid is what it is for a pole.
Oh no. Okay.
God, I hate AV.
I thought that and that were joints.
Oh yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah. This search term is how you accidentally buy marijuana. Yeah. Let's see. Vivo black height adjustable pneumatic spring microphone counterbalance arm mount. Let's see.
That sounds like an Amazon product description.
Vivo black height adjustable pneumatic spring microphone.
Pneumatic.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
It's a monitor arm.
Yeah, it's a monitor arm. Yeah. However, yeah, actually, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Elgato Wave IP arm. Elgato Wave IP arm. Wave mic arm. Thanks, Elgato.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Not
but it's
bad.
just it's still just a boom arm.
Yeah, it's just a boom arm that's suspended further up off the desk.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'd imagine that monitor arm costs 300 quid. Sorry, mic arm.
£90.
Oh wow, that's actually quite
not bad.
Cheap for
Yeah, yeah. Elgato have got that weird price point where they're more expensive, but they're not professional expensive kind of thing. Where's this
they're also
Vivo?
not professional grade. So
yeah,
yes.
There are some of their products where I'm just like, they're not hitting it. I'm trying to find a price on this Vivo thing. $80. Yeah. So if we could find,
quid.
Yeah, if we could find that in the UK, that'd be cheaper. And yeah, that's very much, yeah, that's a win, I think.
Can you reverse image search that?
Search Google for this image.
And see if you've got any UK websites coming up with it.
Where we just were. Amazon.com. Actually, there's an Amazon.com link. Will they ship it, and how much does shipping cost? Where am I set to? I'm set to New York at the moment.
New York?
Whoop. And $23.43.
Ew.
Yeah, a little bit, not terribly gross. But, yeah. Let's see, what did Sai say? I'm going to have to scroll up a bit to find Sai's solution. What did he suggest?
I believe the only one I saw from him from a while ago was suspending you from the ceiling.
Okay, yeah. No, Chris. Denied.
A gooseneck mic stand.
Gooseneck.
Yeah,
goosenecks. I don't like goosenecks.
Kind of, but no.
Yeah, no, I don't like goosenecks. So I've got a gooseneck type thing. Not a very good one, but just to show people what that looks like.
I'm running away. Yeah, that's still the same amount of articulation though, isn't it?
Well, no, because you've got swivel, up and down swivel, left and right swivel, up and down swivel. There are additional points there, and the whole system can move vertically up and down.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the look of that. It's annoying because it's not available on Amazon UK, but you know, I've probably got Amazon vouchers to burn because of reasons. So
True.
That's plausible.
Absolutely.
That's a gooseneck for people who are wondering. So you just basically have a bendable arm. But the problem with these is this, or just there's a lot of they wave and they bounce, and you move them, and then they don't quite stop in that position, and they get kinked. And I mean, again, this is a cheap one. Maybe more expensive ones don't have that problem, but I don't like them. Can I have my spot back?
No. You've been usurped.
All right. Well, I need the bathroom anyway, so I guess you're entertaining the chat now. Have fun with that.
I make no claims or promises as to the quality of content provided. Yes. Yes. Up to basically £6 for a microphone. Good lord, that is a heavy microphone, because if my maths is right, that's like 3 kilos. Okay. Yeah. That's a review. Let's see, have we got any multi-pass? No, not quite, but still. Multi-mount. Caradogit. Nearly, but no. Almost, but not quite. I feel like, in a way, monitor arms are very much kind of, or the microphone mounts are very much kind of going, you will have this two arm system and you will like it.
They're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all seem to be the same. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
5.
And I think the only difference is just how good a quality the joins are. So, you know, how long it lasts before it just becomes a creaky, squeaky mess.
Yes. I have the... What?
Oh, the Niwa, yeah. They seem to be a little bit hit and miss, Niwa.
I have the Niwa...
Yeah. Like, they make super cheap...
I have the middle expensive...
Yeah.
Arm one. And that's pretty good.
Yeah, because they make super cheap tat that is garbage, but they also make some stuff that's actually just fine. These lights are all Niwa, and they're fine.
It does, when you move it, it just kind of goes... Dong! Sometimes.
Yes.
If you get the angle just right, you can get the spring to, like, catch on something, and it just goes... Tong! You're like, oh... I'm sure that's...
Speaking of catching, the flush is caught.
Goodbye again. Yes. Wait, what? Hold on. What?
Right. Can I actually have my spot back and we'll move the laptop into the middle?
I like that. I quite like that one,
Move
though.
up.
That looks like it's very big.
That does look kind of cool.
It looks very large, and I quite like that.
Yeah. Move up.
No.
I will move the laptop over. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of neat. I mean, I said I wanted it under the monitor, and that would very much be a over-the-top one. But like, where could I put the interesting thing for that would probably be something that I'd mount at the back corner over here, and then it would lean over and it would float the microphone around here somewhere. But then on the other hand, that would be great for general recording, but I realise now that people can't see this properly. Open image in tab. There we go. But then the problem with that is that we'd still have to move it for when we're doing the podcast, which brings us back to our original problem that we need something. Although, actually, I could also just put it here, and we could just have a floating strut here.
Oh, it's a cable tidy.
Yeah.
I couldn't work out what they were demonstrating in this lower image.
Yeah.
I was like, it has a slidey bit. It's got a spring release.
Yeah.
What is?
Would I be willing to have just a vertical bar just here that has the microphone on it that can then be wherever it's needed? And yeah, I think that seems, yeah, that's certainly plausible. Where do we get that from? How much?
That was
is it?
AliExpress.
That was an AliExpress one. Where have you got? Have we got
there.
Mic arm.
And then there.
Buy. So
somewhere between $85 and $285. Yeah. What?
That particular one, $152 for a.
Also, where is PT?
Where are you?
Because
seeing
we're
PT?
apparently PT AliExpress.
No idea. Either way, I don't want notifications from them. Oh, Portugal.
Ah.
Yeah. There's some variation. Oh, I think these are coming with mics. That's the expense there. So the base thing is $152.
Which is
what does that go to if we actually? Yeah. What if we actually switch to English and GBP? Because then we'll see how much it actually costs once we get it into Queen's country. Idioma.
Idiot. Oh, £65.
I don't know what the 65. Oh, £65 is for that. Yeah.
No, thanks. I think I'll pay the £12.
$115. Pounds even. Yeah.
That's dramatically better.
Yeah. It's still a lot of money for a stand, but like.
Is that it for £93?
I think it might be actually.
I think it's a smaller one.
Yeah.
No, BA30. That's the BA30. Yeah, okay. This is the same name.
Yeah, it's a cheaper one.
There you go.
Straight out of China, indeed. Yeah, okay, well that's oh yeah, there you go then. So that's going to be £100 with delivery, I'd imagine. Oh yeah, no, we're back to there. Yeah, and they put in the cheap one to bring the from price down. I really hate that strategy. I despise it. I'm just like, that's not the product you're advertising. But yeah, that's worth consideration. And the other thing as well is because of the design of that, it can lean back. Because the original problem we've got is that these arms we've got here, they can't lean back to get behind the monitors because the monitors are off the back of the counter. So I need the boom arm to be able to lean back to get behind the monitors and over the top. Whereas that one, whereas these things, they cannot lean back. They can only lean forward to any meaningful amount anyway. Whereas that one can actually do that and then get up and over the top. So, yeah.
Good job, AliExpress search. Can't find any products named the product that I was just looking at.
Huh. All right. What happens if we just add to cart and check out? I don't know if I'm going to buy this right now. Well, I'm not going to buy this right now, but I will see if I can buy it right now.
There's someone apparently selling it for £67, which was a different price from the from price.
I don't care about that, whatever that is. There we go. Buy from this seller. Yes. Oh, I've got to sign in. All right. I'm just going to turn off the capture just because I don't think that this is going to come up with any product details, but just going to double check. I think we're good, but what does the actual price come in at? Yes, it did come up with some data, but yeah. Yeah, it comes in at £110 delivered. Yeah, because VAT, it put VAT on the top, and it's 110 delivered. If I roll back now, yeah, yeah, I think that's actually seems quite plausible to me. I would consider that. So yeah.
That's exactly the same one.
Yeah,
that's fine.
it's just people are showing it at slightly different angles. And again, that's a crappy one. Because it's a 2-part arm instead of a solid arm. What's this crazy contraption?
I don't know. But that's much the same, just a different company, isn't it?
Yeah. Similar deal, yeah. I feel like the price scrubbing that we're doing now is something that I can do later when I'm actually going to get my wallet out, kind of thing. Yeah, this thing is kind of interesting. I like the look of that, but I don't, because I could have a camera and a mic and stuff like that on it, but I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, like look at that. That's pretty wild.
You have no vertical adjustment on one of them.
Yeah.
Other than just sliding the arm.
See, that's interesting because I could have a single clamp that's got the bench cam and a microphone on it. Plus, that claims to be able to hold up a DSLR, which means I would have a camera rig that can support a bigger camera when I eventually do that.
Is it me, or does that not look horrifically busy and weirdly photoshopped?
Yeah, it probably is.
I mean, it's clearly photoshopped by this light effect.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like the fact that also, why is the camera pointing at the back of the monitor?
Yeah.
Someone wasn't checking.
They never do. I've seen some of the photoshops they do for these product placements are proper, like, what? Yeah, I don't think
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of do as well. It's just a bit of a dice roll as to whether it's going to be suitable or not. But then on the other hand, even if I don't use it for everything, you could just take off the bits that you don't need.
Is that just a stick? That is just a stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I quite like that multi-arm affair. Well, keep that tab open. I'm going to look at that later, I think.
That's mad.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's also...
Oh, it's from the company I bought those lights from.
All right. Are those lights any good?
They are entirely as expected. They're boxes with a LiPo battery and LEDs in.
Fair enough.
They are precisely as described.
Yeah.
My only complaint with them is they do not have any method of fast charging over USB-C. They will only charge it 5 volts, 1 amp.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint.
Give me a bigger picture. I'm clicking. Give me a bigger picture.
I would just like it to do, 2 amp charging or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, no, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this crazy affair, that's quite interesting. I might buy that because
if that's a standard hole there, you can then stick a nicer arm on it.
Yeah, that I feel like even if I don't use everything that's on this thing, I can use some of it and I can jury rig. It's customizable.
Yeah,
which is what makes that interesting. So yeah. Yeah.
Delightfully odd as well.
Yes. All right, that's fair. I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to have a ponder on that, I think. Right click on image, open new. It won't let me. If I can, what's the control click do? Nothing.
It is technically not an image.
Yeah, and right click doesn't give me anything at all. I hate websites that do that. Oh well.
You'd have to, inspect for image. Inspect or image.
Yeah. Very well. Okay. Well, that's that for now then. I think I found something interesting. So yeah.
There is interesting options out there, but yes. I think part of the problem is knowing exactly what you're looking for.
Yes.
And kind of what the actual setup that you're trying to make something for is.
Yes, and I have a suspicion I've gone into this thing because I'd forgotten about the whole discussion as to whether I would continue using the lapel mic or switch exclusively to the condenser. But on the flip side, I'm kind of feeling the condenser at the moment because certainly the past 2 videos I've edited with the condenser mic, I'm just like, it's nice to be on the condenser again. So, well, now I've fixed the background noise reduction anyway, because the background noise reduction was way too aggressive, and I've actually dialed that right back now, so it can hear background noises and stuff, which is much, much nicer. I just did all of that without actually... Yeah, it can hear me doing that. So...
Can you hear me?
Indeed. So it makes for a much more pleasant experience. It's less harsh. There's a bit of background sound, which is nice. So yeah. So yeah. Let's see. It would not put the camera and mic on one stand. Mic would pick up all the camera movements. Yeah, it might do. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Although that much being said, I don't move the camera. A lot of camera movements get cut in editing, so don't think that would be too bad. I don't think that would be too bad. But yeah.
It just depends if it's the same mount that you use for doing this.
Yeah.
Because then obviously anytime you're doing something here and you're...
Maybe.
It would then pick that up, possibly. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's possibly just a situation.
I think I've got to try things. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have to experiment.
Yeah. By the same token, like I was, I've had an email from Andon Star, who make those AliExpress microscope. I was trying to demonstrate. This is a microscope. You know, you look in. You know, Andon Star, who make microscopes, have sent me an email. They're just like, "Would you like to look at some of our microscopes?" I'm just like, actually, yes, I sure would. So
take a loader.
Yeah, so I may be able to check that out as well. So the mic picks up the vibration from the spring. Yeah, it will pick up a little bit, but this is stuff that can be filtered out, and also it's not egregious. So you know, as long as you don't have a proper scream every time things move, it's okay, I think. So yeah, I'll give it a try. Yeah. In other news, Logan Parker says, "Would have you ever built a small form factor system? Smallest you've ever seen is 3.3 liters, which is insane. r/SFFPC is good for it. Possibly. I've never gone super small. Have I got? I actually found it's in horrendous condition at the moment, but yeah, I found in the loft of the old shop." My old small form factor, which is a bookcase style rig.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I have not seen this.
You've never seen this? You've probably seen pictures
Did it
of
have
it.
the A10? No, this didn't have the A10.
No, this originally had an Opteron in it, a Socket 939 Opteron. Where can I put that where it catches the light? I tell you what I'll do. Hold on a sec. Let me get the laptop out of the way.
I was going to say. Oh, yeah, just use the desktop.
Yeah. Let me just move this. This is in a state, so I apologize. It's literally come out the loft. It was not covered. However, it's got some interesting parts which I think are worth showing off while we're on the topic. Brio. Bam.
It had feet.
It did. So let me turn it around so the top is at the top. So there we go. That's the right way up now. So yeah, this was it. So this is Micro ATX. So it's not the smallest small form factor. Let me just get our face as well, just so we can actually look at the camera as well. Bam.
Hello.
Bam. Cam link. There we go. Bam. Yeah. So this is not the smallest small form factor. However, so this was low profile. So if we go to the back, there's the I/O shield. So and those are half height PCI cards, and it had a Flex ATX power supply in it. So yeah, this I custom painted all of this. This was all pearlescent blue, and when I originally did it, it's looking a bit nasty now. But you can see, can I catch that in the light so you can actually see the pearlescentness of it? But maybe if I go in super close and give you a close-up of that. Hold up. Yeah. And we come down to there. Because this looked really good when I did it. I mean, it was a rattle can job, but for a rattle can job, you can. There you go. You can just see. It might be getting lost, but you can see the fleck in the paint there. So it had that pearlescent blue on everything, and more bits are falling out of it. Yeah. So I had that pearlescent blue on everything. This is also the computer I mentioned on a couple of episodes ago about a DVD drive window mod. This is that DVD drive. All of the actual plastic perspex is missing from this, which is why it's a bit of a finger cutter. But these have all been sanded, so they're not as bad as they look.
I see, it's a custom window.
Yeah, so I cut this window out myself, and I did have an acrylic window mounted on here. That was it was offset by foam pads, so there was an air gap around the side of it, vertical mounted graphics card, and because of the air gap it was able to draw air in through that air gap. And the window, I meticulously sanded down all the edges so it was all smooth to the touch and everything. And power supply was spray painted, and then I custom braided all the cables. So as you can see, custom braid. I had this lovely triple braid onto the ATX connector, everything in here was braided. All the wires are braided and all the rest of it. Not great braiding. It was probably my first attempt at it. The front panel. So there's the front panel USB. Front panel audio. Sorry, all braided. The whole lot, same braid. All the rest of it. Metallic, pearlescent. It was either way. But yeah, and as I say, I got this down from the loft, and I was like, oh, I still have this, and I am looking at it, going, I wonder how much work is involved in actually getting this back into a working condition. The problem is like there's bits here where the paint has been chipped or damaged, and I don't know, I'll never find the same color again. You're right, it was metallic because pearlescent is complete color change. It kind of shifts between purple and blue, but I guess it's definitely more metallic. So yeah.
Front.
Front? Oh yeah, that's right.
I thought that was a V, and I couldn't work out what VRO was going to be going into.
Yeah.
I was like,
so that comes off, and then this frame tilts up, and that's where your hard drive goes. And that's the cable dump. And then we've got DVD drive there, and we've got this. Then this bracket is reversible, so it can either be 3.5 amounts, or you can turn it around for a second 5.25 bay. And so this was another place where you could put drives. So you could theoretically have 3 hard drives in this thing. It was kind of interesting.
And these days you could have 3 hard drives in a M.2.
Yeah, precisely that. And somewhere, there it is, there's the little kickstand that sits and lifts that up like so. So yeah, and that was it. And then it's, grand. There are all 4 feet here. I'm surprised that all 4 of the feet are still present. I thought one of those had been lost. We're missing some of the rear I.O., some of the rear things, but yeah. As I say, that's that. So yeah,
I love
that's
that
it,
you
really.
just left the stickers on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Over the top of stickers.
I don't know what possessed me not to remove those stickers. Maybe I thought I wasn't going to be able to get them off cleanly, so I just went over the whole lot. So, yeah.
Well, I can tell you what your serial number was.
Christopher David, thank you very much for the $20 super chat, man. Thanks for sharing the build. Have a great vacation. Always terrific to see you. No live streams in August. I don't know. I want to do some live streams while I'm on holiday, but it's not certain. They may or may not happen, basically. Just watch this space, basically. I'm going to keep an open mind about it. There should be another, depending on circumstances, there should be another show next Saturday. So we will be here next week as well. So yeah. But yes, it's an FSP. Yes, I do believe it is an FSP. Because it came with the case.
They're one of the few people who make Flex ATX for the common man.
It's 350 watts, so it's just big enough to be able to build a gaming PC with it. But you have to count your watts, you know. And that was one of the reasons why I built SFF in this thing. But it was one of the builds that also made me go, I'm not doing SFF again, because I got sick and tired of counting watts. You know, every time I wanted to change the graphics card, I was like, I needed to find out exactly how much it pulled and count the watts, basically. Like the heckin' Apollo 11 counting amps, you know.
Although these days it would be less of a concern.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can lock a Modernizing to like 45 watts and not lose that much performance. You can use like a, you know, like a 2060 or 2080 and...
Look at this masterpiece of engineering.
So, yeah. These days it's more viable, but yeah. This
is a fan controller. So, Molex connector into dual 3-pin. I have no idea what this was controlling. However, Molex connector into dual 3-pin, and it's being switched via this double pole double throw. So we've got... oh no, it's single pole single throw. So basically that is switching the ground between the 0 volt and the 5 volt rail. So it switches the fans between 7 volts and 12 volts.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. Classic mod. The case, I think, is an Antec. I think Antec made this case. It's originally designed to be a system integrator case for office computers and stuff like that. I can't remember it. Once upon a time, there was a build log for this. I did a build log. If the custom PCs forums are still up, the build log for this is probably there. I might go and track that down, especially if I actually want to try and resurrect this thing. Because it's micro ATX, it would be really easy to modernize this thing. So yeah. What's the deal with the exposed optical drive? The exposed optical drive works.
Used to.
Yeah. Should we find out?
No.
Oh. No?
Not without blowing it out first.
I'm curious. Let's see. That. Oof. Rattlecan job has scratched putting that in. This has also got the LED mod in it. There's the transistor for the LEDs switching. I want to power this thing up. I want to know if this thing works.
Please blow it out first.
Yeah, I'll go and give this a quick hit with the air compressor. It might work. We're going to find out. This thing was, yeah. Oh, hang on a sec. This will do. How am I going to power this thing up? Oh, that's not strong enough. Oh, it's good enough. That'll do. I want to find out if this works. I'm curious now because this was never very good, but it was very interesting. That's the thing about it. It was always bad, but it was interesting. Let's just pop that down there. Oh, you can move that to the floor if you want to sit down.
Okay.
Let's see. And I need. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Have I got a PC with a power supply hanging out the side of it is what I need? Oh, actually, no. Just a power supply is all we need, isn't it? Yeah, grab the Antec. Whoop. The Antec is on its way. We're going to turn this thing on and see if it'll actually spin up a CD and do the lights flashing. It's a ground. You don't need that. It's just grounding the CPU. It's fine. You don't need it. All the power's going into the CPU anyway. None of it needs to come back. You seem concerned. There's a kettle down there. And
there's no kettle.
A C13 or a C16 or a C whatever number it is. Where's my... I can never find it when I need it. You know the stupid jumper connectors? I found them all. And now I need one. I can't find it again. Okay, we're going to tweezer it. I found it, and now it's gone again.
Where are your tweezers then?
The tweezers are... I had all of those as well. Oh, they're here. We're fine. I apologise for the lack of drama in this video. Right, is that on at the back?
No.
Yeah, leave it off first. Put that in there. Right, here you go. Let me position the camera. That should do. And focus. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. All right, hit it. A little bit scratchy. There we go. So you see we've got the always on blue LED illumination. Does it eject? It ejects. I'm going to get a CD.
Very well.
We're going to put a Windows 7 DVD in it. And you were worried. Look at this thing. It's a work of art. And you see the illumination flashes on drive activity. It's making DVD drive noises, but spun it up. Kind of.
It seems to be slightly wobbly.
Oh, that's what CDs look like. CDs never spin true. I discovered that when I was designing this. I was just like, CDs are unbalanced as heck. It's very loud because you can hear everything. But yeah, the LED mod was my proudest part of this. Bloody hell, it's trying. We're both wearing, you're not wearing, you might want to put on your glasses if you've got them.
I'm just leaving, goodbye, farewell.
I don't think it, yeah. I mean, it's spooling up the disc, but it cannot read that. Let's eject. So yes, you're correct, RWL. The LEDs are backwards. They are inverse activity LEDs. So a really good example for this, let me see if I can get you a really good shot of that. So the LEDs on the back are always on, so you've got blue illumination of the inside of the drive under normal circumstances. And when I close it, see the activity light on the front? When the activity light comes on, these lights switch off. So it flashes on activity, but when it's not doing anything, you just get blue illumination. So the way that works is, let's just pull the plug on that. Switch that off for a sec. How much work is it to open this up? Not very much, but yeah, there's not a huge amount to see. But no, actually, I'm curious. I want to see how good a job I did of this now, because I'm surprised that it still works at all. 1, 2, 3. Let's just pop off the back cover here, and I'll show you how it works. Might work connected to a Movo. It might. The way it was trying to spool up that DVD, it was clearly having difficulty with focusing on the disc. So there's something going on there, but yeah. Right, can I take this off without removing the front cover? There it is. So, here we go. So there's the activity LED, and as you can see, I've got a wire soldered on to the anode of the activity LED, and that goes back through the drive underneath, goes under this board, and it comes out here. Then this is a NPN transistor, no, a PNP transistor that is wired into the 12-volt rail, or the 5-volt rail, one or the other. So that is sending voltage to the LEDs, and the LEDs have got inline resistors, which torch, there we go. You can just see the LEDs back there. They've got inline resistors on them, and so that then brings the voltage down for the LEDs, and that signal wire goes to the gate of the transistor. So the LEDs are on, but when that signal line goes high, the LEDs go off. and thus you get an inverse activity light. So yeah, and that's it. That's how the mod worked. And I've got a video of this when I originally built it on my personal YouTube that has got like 100,000 views on it or something, which for a nobody channel it's got a lot of views on it for a nobody channel kind of thing. So yeah, kind of interesting. It's also been on YouTube for about 15 years, I think. So yeah, David, you're heading to work. Thanks a lot for coming along, dude. Much appreciated. So yeah, that's that. That's that drive. I wanted to do a lot of really funky mods with this PC when I was building it. Some of them happened and some of them didn't, basically. But yeah, this doesn't have the grunt to put those back in. I'm just going to get the YZH. Or I could use just a normal screwdriver. Oh.
What did you do?
The bit came out of it.
Oh.
Coming back with an empty screwdriver. So yeah, as I say, that was one of my greatest creations. Thanks.
Oh, there it is.
Just watching now. Mod for what? I've just pulled up my old SFF custom built computer, and we've just been taking bits out of it and going, here's a mod that I did. When did I do this? 2000 and this must have been 2007, 2008, something like that, I think. So yeah, it's a shame because there's no labels on this thing. There's no way of knowing. I do know that I originally bought this drive from heckinscan.co.uk though, because it's got a scan warranty label on it. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, I was very happy with that, and as when I found this in the loft of the old shop when I was clearing out this week, I did look at it and I'm like, I'm just going to put it all back together again now. I am very tempted to resurrect this thing. I know I've said that about a lot of things, like, you know, my old Cooler Master and my, you know, the Pentium 1 rig and stuff like that, but this would be a very easy restoration. You know, this just needs some cleaning and some polishing and just to have some new hardware thrown in it, and it would work. And yeah, I think that drive will still work. I think it might be a bit squicky, but it probably works enough for show at the very least. So let's see. The mod video. Oh, people who want to see the mod video. I'll tell you what, hang on a sec. Let me just put this back in and I'll bring it up. I'm not going to link to it because that requires linking to my personal channel. And that's on a if you find it, you find it basis. However, I will pull it up. Actually, everyone's going to find it anyway. Whatever. Alright, let's put that down there. Clatter.
Quite so.
Ugh. Right. Let's switch back to that. I'm really happy that DVD drive worked as intended for the sake of the demonstration. You know, yeah, that was cool.
Somewhat unexpected.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's one of those things where once upon a time, I actually did some pretty rad mods. Once upon a time, I was actually building some pretty cool stuff. Considering I was like, you know, I was in my teens at the time. Ish, I think. I don't know how old I was back then. I was of an age.
Yes. Congrats.
I lived in an age. Let's see, YouTube. My channel. Let's find this. Let's find the original video for it. Videos. Actually, it's probably on the homepage under popular uploads. Stop playing the trailer. There it is. Popular uploads. Yeah, 100,000 views. 13 years ago. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me bring this up. And let's go.
If you full screen it.
Whoop. Yeah. So this was the original video for it. 25 seconds long. idleentity.net, old things. Yeah, and that was it. This was shot on a compact camera that was doing like 320 by 240 or something like that. Because this was the hype cameras. And you can actually see, that's the whole thing. So you can actually see the PC in the background here. There was the computer with the window on. And this was me testing the drive before fitting it. So yeah. But yes, there we go. We make you feel old? Yeah. No, I can understand that. We are not the youngest of chaps. But yes. Yeah, that was it though. That was the original video. And as I say, this has always been a video of interest. The comments are filled with people going, that laser's going to damage your eyes. And it's just like, no, it won't. No, it won't at all.
Because in the parked position, there's a metal cover over it.
Yeah, and plus also,
when it's otherwise,
it's
when
like
it's
a
active,
class.
There's a disc in the way.
Yeah, it's a class 1 laser that focuses at about 10 millimeters. It's just like, it's fine. It's completely fine. Who cares? There we go.
Exploding Duron?
Exploding Duron. Is that in the related somewhere or something? I don't have an exploding Duron.
I don't have an exploding Duron. But what I do have is a segue to our sponsor.
Yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Shadow Man here. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of interesting, I thought. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. The original topic was SFF computers. I've also got a friend who messaged me on Twitter the other day and said, I want a new computer. I want an SFF build. Can you do one for me?
I will happily tell you to do one with an FFFF build.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll do. I said I couldn't do anything until the middle of August. However, I very much want to do that because when I did the Fantex P200, there were lots of people who were just like, that's not real SFF. And I agree. Which is not to say I didn't like the case, but I agree that it's not real SFF per se. So yeah. However, I would like to do a real small form factor, and I've done some low profile small form factor in the past. But again, I don't like it just because you've got to compromise and you've got to check everything. And I guess that's what some people like. They like the challenge of it and the fact you end up with a computer the size of a cereal box. But I don't see the usefulness in it myself. But, you know, some people are just like, well, look, that's what I like. And I'm like, you know what? Power to you. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Power to you. You're wrong, but...
Well, that's the thing. It's just like, it doesn't matter to me if I like, if someone wants a small form factor computer, I'm like, I don't like those, but it's not my computer. So what do I care? If you want a small form factor, I'll build you a small form factor, you know.
I'll just charge you extra.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's going to take me 3 times as long to build.
Possibly. Maybe. I think modern ones won't be so bad. Not going to be any worse than John's one in the NZXT that we did a couple of weeks ago.
Where he then undid everything and redid it.
I'm not sure.
I swear.
Probably. I need to ask him and just say, just out of interest, did you redo it?
I require photographic evidence of whether you redid it or not.
Yeah. Have I ever considered recreating the can wall jump? No. That is a legend, and I will not recreate that.
I mean, you have the perfect opening.
I do, actually. You're right.
But
however,
instead, you need to do it with 3090 boxes.
That's actually a really funny idea. I was about to say I don't have the kind of friends who will sit and drink that many energy drinks again in order to make the wall of cans. However, doing it with
specifically 3090 boxes. You need to,
yeah, sure.
You just go to graphics card companies and ask them for sponsorship, saying, "Hey, can I have
boxes?
Can I have 3090 boxes?
Yeah,
specifically the cardboard box. I have a project I wish to complete, which requires your product in it."
Zoe says, I want to make an SFF PC just for the lounge, for light gaming, controller, and Netflix and whatnot. Yeah, that's a reasonable use for it. A HT PC, they used to be called. Home theatre PC. Bitfinex one is called the Prodigy. I don't like the Bitfinex cases, especially not the Prodigy. They're really space inefficient. They've got all the disadvantages of the P200, except you can't even really fit an AIO and stuff like that in them. I don't know. I don't get on with Bitfinex at all. Bitfinex. So, yeah. Again, though, cases are very subjective. It's what you want. So, yeah.
Bitfinex.
Well done.
I don't know. I'm just trying to find more ways of butchering it, as apparently you are.
Always thought it was Hybrid Tower. Yeah, no, Home Theatre PC was the original reason. First live stream you caught. Yeah, welcome in 26. Unfortunately, I think you find us near the end of the stream because we're not going to be running late today because this is a bit more of a chatty stream this week because I just didn't have anything lined up. But yeah, we're doing all right, thanks. Yeah, glad that the heat has abated for a short amount of time. So yes, we've just been looking at old stuff and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's all orange, which scores points with you. Fair enough. The Prodigy is good for coming in some cool colours. It is actually available in a range of colours.
Oh yeah,
not just different accent colours.
It comes in blue as well, I think.
Yeah. It's
blue,
not
black, white.
It's a good idea. I just don't like it. It's just not my cup of tea. If it is your cup of tea though, then it's grand. It's just not my cup of tea.
Grand.
Grand. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing.
Just multicolored PCs and stuff.
Yeah. It's just the problem with making stuff in different colors is obviously it's another SKU for every color you make, and there's going to be the popular ones and the not popular ones. So I can see why people don't do it, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, entirely so.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of only really makes sense on the cheaper cases. Because
I guess
your cost of manufacture is obviously lower by the fact that you're looking at making a cheaper case. So having more options is less of an issue.
Yeah.
Because also it's a case of someone's more likely to go, oh, only the blue one is available, and I wanted the black. I guess the blue's okay.
Yeah.
You're more likely to do that with a £25 case. You're not going to do that with a £250 case.
This is true. I feel like RGB has largely negated the need for colour options in a lot of modern cases, because if you build your case with RGB fans in it, then you just make it black or white, and your RGB is your accent colour.
Yeah,
and that can be whatever you want. Which is one of the things I like about RGB, is that it means you can have your main colour or your wash light colour to be whatever you want. So, yeah.
Oh dear.
And Windows 10 activating with Windows 7. I was doing that for a while. I just find that Windows 7 is just such a ball ache to install these days that I stopped doing that. But it's still interesting.
I wonder what the last generation of hardware is that they said they officially support Windows 7. Isn't it Ryzen first gen?
Ryzen first gen, as far as I know,
will officially support it, and
I thought 7... Ryzen never fully supported 7.
I can't remember. I thought that one of the motherboard manufacturers said that
I know
the first gen boards officially supported it, and then something like 7th gen Intel.
Yeah, Skylake onwards with Intel is where it started getting squicky.
Yeah.
For Skylake onwards, so 6th gen onwards, you have to have either a specialist, a modified installer, or you have to, if you're installing from a CD, you have to you have to install, unless you have a modified installer that has slipstreamed USB drivers on it, you must install from an internally connected DVD drive.
A SATA connected drive.
And when you install, you will have no USB support at all. So you need to make sure that you have... I think you get USB 2, but you have really bad drive support. So you will then need to make sure... So what I had was I had the Windows 7 CD, and then I had another CD that had my Windows 7 activator plus network and USB drivers for the Intel chipsets. So I would then swap the CD out to the upgrade kit, and that would have the drivers, the activator, and the Windows 10 media creation tool on it, which would then mean I could then launch into the Windows 10 upgrade. And then once you hit Windows 10, obviously Windows 10 would just be like, and all your drivers are installed.
Yeah.
So that was my old strategy for pirating Windows 10. But it became such a hassle that I was like, I can't be bothered to do this anymore.
Absolutely.
And it's easier to find old Windows 7 keys, or as Logan said, just buy Windows 10 keys off of eBay or Amazon for pocket change.
Yeah.
It's just easier. You know, it's less than 10 quid. And I guess if you're trying to scrape together pounds for PCs you're flipping, then you can go through the extra effort. Yeah. But if you're building a computer for someone, just throw an extra tenner into the budget for a Windows key off eBay.
Yeah, basically.
And you're done. So yeah, you have Windows 7 with your 2700X. Fair enough. Yeah. AMD had a support tool. Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
And snatching Windows 8 keys from old PC BIOS boards. I need to try doing that for laptops. Yeah. I don't come across, although that much being said, I don't come across that many scrap Windows 8 laptops.
Yeah.
But yeah. Some of the eBay keys are volume license keys. Yeah, I haven't had an issue with any of them yet.
Yeah. Also, obviously the other thing is you can kind of go, if it doesn't work, you go,
money
this
back.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. I haven't had any trouble yet, but you do need to buy them knowing that you're rolling the dice every time. Even though it's a pretty good roll, to be honest, in my experience, but it might be. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just don't understand why you'd go through the effort these days. Given that obviously, we're 5 years into updates and stuff for replacement OSs and things like that, so it just seems, not worth the effort these days to try and make it work with stuff that definitely doesn't support it, like 5th gen Ryzen and 10th or 11th gen Ryzen, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't see any reason to be running.
I can kind of almost slightly see a point of having like a 4th gen or 6th gen Intel PC around that you stick SSDs into to activate if you were doing it at any sort of volume and you were really penny pinching. I could kind of see a point to doing that, but not massively.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of a case where it's like, because you can get them so cheap on eBay.
Yeah, and it also comes down to the fact that because I'm not a PC flipper per se, I don't build and sell computers. I just do custom things to order. I don't build that many computers. Yeah. That's the thing. There are lots of people. There's a couple of people in the Adamant IT Discord who make a living just building and flipping computers. Yeah. And for them, obviously, having a consistent strategy for Windows 10 keys is the way forward. Yeah. But it's not necessary for me. They
just buy them off of eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a make and model or chassis that fit your definition for real small form factor? I don't know. It's subjective. For me, I define small form factor as anything below micro ATX. Well, I'll rephrase that. Anything below micro ATX or low profile. Because this thing is wherever I put it. That case that I was showing off is micro ATX, but it's low profile, which means I would definitely class it as small form factor, because as soon as you cannot fit standard parts to it, basically. And I don't mean that it won't take the biggest graphics cards. I mean just simply that you can't simply drop in a normal graphics card or a normal power supply. As soon as you have to start getting small form factor specific components, it's an SFF. So yeah. Doo-doo.
Yeah, I think that's us.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're at a stopping point. We're past 2 hours 20 minutes, and I was aiming for 2 hours today. So yeah. Yeah. I think that's up. I think we're kind of clearing up today. So yeah, that's fair enough.
Cool.
Yeah. Right. Well, thanks for coming along. Fabulous. Yes. Thanks for coming along, everyone. Today was a little bit of a subdued, talky show, just because, as I say, I didn't have anything set up. because we've been busy. We will be back next week, and hopefully I'm going to try and make sure we've got some stuff to do next week as well, because people definitely seem to have been enjoying the more practical shows where we're building something or we're messing around with something. So yeah, we'll be working on that. I'll try and get something lined up. But yeah, I missed a super chat. Oh, I did. I saw it and I forgot it. Demny, if you're still there, where are you?
You can just click on the.
Okay. Yeah, Demny, if you're still there, thank you for the $20 super chat. If you haven't decided to buy that stand, here's a little push. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to buy that stand. I'm not going to do it now on the stream, but I am going to purchase that, and I'll let you know how that goes. So yeah, much appreciated. Thank you very much. So, yeah, that's it. Not at all, Bad Egg. Thank you for the reminder. Enjoyed this chat style. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a bit of a balance of it, so we'll do things here and there. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and yeah, enjoy your weekends as well. Stay cool and all that. We will be back next week, all going to plan. Something will have had to have gone wrong for us not to be here next week, but we'll get there. Anyway, thank you, everyone, and yeah, see you next week. Links in the description down below for the Discord, the Patreon, and Twitter, and all the rest of it. Join the conversation, continue the conversation on the Discord.
One day you'll remember.
Yeah, maybe.
One day. Maybe if you put it on a post-it note just under the monitor or something.
I say at the end of every video. You guys know what you're in for. I'm going. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
End stream. Bam.